From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, this is the Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, comedians Kolbert and Steph Tolev. Plus, we'll take your calls and go over the news. And now, his porn name was the Italian Horn. But that's just because of Peyronie's disease. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on a Choice with the Young Mandate. Get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. We love that about you. Good to see you, Allie and Steph.
Hello.
How are you?
Thanks for coming in. And Chris Maxpat over there. Yeah, breaking news right before Mike's heated up. My dog Phil ate an entire chicken leg, I think, out there. Bone and all.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, it's your dog. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm constantly told they're not supposed to eat chicken bones, but he swallowed the entire drumstick.
I think that he might be okay. I used to work at a wing restaurant, and apparently when the when the bone's broken, that's when the shards are open. But because he ate the whole thing whole, I think it's going to come right out of his ass like that. It's going to go through.
It's dust.
But if it's like broken, and that's when it scrapes the inside.
Not that you would know this from working at the Wingstop, but which end comes out first?
I mean I would assume the smaller. Has your dog ever ate something whole and shit it out whole before?
Yeah, I think he did that to my son when my son was a toddler. I'm pretty sure. Or there's something wrong with the boy. I can only assume.
My dog ate a whole condom once, tied up.
Oh my!
And it came out like a drug mule, still stuffed. Disgusting. I'm
is
so sorry. I know, it was bad.
Horrifying.
That's why Drake dumps the hot sauce in him, I think.
Oh my God.
All right, let's get back to the condom
Sorry,
for a
I'm sorry.
second.
Okay.
This was a condom that you used with your partner?
No. A person. Not a partner. I'm not going to call this guy a partner. A guy.
A guy.
So we got to wrap it up. I don't want whatever he has. So we wrapped it up and tied it, and then he
Put it in the kibble bowl.
He put it right in the bowl, and then I look over, and Susan's licking her lips. And she left it out. And but dogs love condoms
That's where
and balloons.
after you fuck, your dog has cum dripping out of his mouth.
And now her butt. It's disgusting.
It's a weird sight, yeah.
It's disgusting. Dogs love condoms. Don't leave them around there.
So
That's how you give them their pills, right? You just put it in a condom, and that's how they eat their medicine.
Yeah.
you say you and your man tied it up. Was it a group activity?
He tied it. I don't know. Some guys do the tie. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what does he think I'm gonna do? Take it in a fucking syringe and then put it inside me when he leaves? I'm like, why are you tying it up like this?
I would argue that this guy's a keeper because he's worried about the health of the trash bin. You know what I mean? You can't just take half an orange rind and throw it in the bottom of the trash. It'll get all gooey and spill out and everything. So the fact that he tied it up shows that he has some etiquette protocol. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't know if it's a Heloise thing or not, but the way
scout knot.
Yeah, the way he tied it. Did he put a Windsor knot into it?
I think it was also. I think he was acting like he had a lot in there, and there wasn't that much. I think it was more of like, better tie this thing up. Like it's not that much.
So he ties it up. He throws it away. The dog pulls it out of the trash can.
I think he left it on the bed. I think he lied and said he threw it away because he did. He left it on the bed, which is so fucking gross.
How about a mint next time, dude? Like, worst turn down service ever, right? A little forget-me-not from a lady.
Yeah, it was right there. And then I asked them, like, where the fuck is it? Because I knew my dog had tried to eat a condom before. She likes to smell or something. She eats balloons. She's sick. And then I was like, where the fuck is it? 3 days go by. She's taking a shit. And I'm like, what's that? Comes out. And because you have a dog, you know sometimes stuff gets kind of stuck in there, so you have to do a little help.
Yes.
So I had to assist. I've never felt more sick in my entire life.
I'm not a veterinarian, but what if your dog got pregnant?
Could you imagine?
I had the same thought, yeah.
Yeah. What would that beast be like? This passionate, four-legged, lovemaking beast.
Well, with what he looked like, not good.
Not
really? Good.
Not
like
good
my dog's
The golden retriever was the sexier half.
Oh, yeah, big time. She's got nice, strong hindquarters.
Wow.
He was not.
So will you slum it with a dude just to get your fix sexually?
I have a boyfriend now, but I did before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a problem.
The problem was?
The problem was I would have sex with disgusting clowns all across Los Angeles and then not feel good afterwards. Mm-hmm. Not feel great.
I guess one could liken having sex with a Neanderthal clown. I guess you could think of that as like the way it's like when you order Taco Bell and you're drunk, and then the next day you see the bag and you're like, oh fuck, I
usually was drunk. It wasn't like me sober going out with these guys.
Right.
Like, no one eats Taco Bell sober.
Right.
It's the same thing.
It helps if there's no evidence the next day.
Yeah,
I don't want to see a Taco Bell bag. I don't want the smell in my house.
No.
I want to pretend it never happened.
I fucked the bag and I throw the bag right outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, get the hell out. Get the hell out of here.
Pull it out of the dog's ass. So where would you meet these guys?
Oh, off Tinder usually.
And I've not done any of the dating sites or any of that stuff. So how does it work? Is it understood that this is just a transaction here? Is there any
I think sometimes
facade of I'd like to get to know you, or let's have a salad and go out to dinner, like let's go to Wingstop, I got a 20% break over there.
I think most of the time, especially if on the road, I would do it. Then you know that it's just I'm there to like have a little fun on the weekend and go home. But in LA, I think I would attempt to, and I'd always tell myself, I'm like, I'm not that girl that fucks in the first date. And then like 3 drinks in, I'm like, my place is yours. Like there was I would not even wait a second. You're not relating to this at all.
I'm kind of wondering because the first encounter is usually a little awkward. You know, you don't know each other's rhythms. You know, you don't know what each other like. Then there's some nerves and stuff. It feels like the real one, I mean, the best sex you're going to have is sort of between 5 and 11. Then it starts to drop off again after 11.
Normal business hours.
Right.
Yeah.
So you never got to, you didn't get to the sweet spot of sex.
No, not with these people. No.
Would you get guys after your show? Do you find that works for you?
No, I made a rule years ago because I'm disgusting. If anyone's out there wondering what my comedy is, it's filthy. And usually men do not hit me after shows because they're like, all I do is talk about having a big fat labia the whole time. They're like, I'm repulsed by this woman, I hate her. But the odd time a guy would hit on me after a show, I'd be like, let's fucking do it. So literally, it's only, I've been doing comedy for 20 years. It's only happened maybe 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
I know. And I'm like, well, now I have to fuck this repulsive pig. No, I have to. No. But I would have sex with some of these guys. But that's how I met my current boyfriend now. He was a fan.
Wow.
Yes. And now we've been together 6 months. Nice.
Right. Yeah.
I know. Thank you so much. My first boyfriend in 10 years. It's a big deal.
Oh,
Does he have is he a civilian or is he in the business?
Civilian. No business.
Good.
No business. Out of the business. Sales guy, regular guy. Well, he's an ex-Mormon with 2 kids, so we can't say that regular. Yeah, no.
Ex-Mormon, like a Mormon gone bad kind of Mormon?
Like a Mormon who left the church.
Wow. He really left it and went far.
He went to the opposite edge.
I've seen your act, or at least the one on the Netflix special with Bill Burr, I think it was. Just a couple of weeks ago, just watching it just because. I didn't know you were coming in at the time, but I really enjoyed it. But it's pretty blue.
Yeah, it's definitely blue.
And I don't know if his friends from the church have seen it.
I think most of his friends are out, but I think his dad's seen it and he's still in the church. And he wasn't.
You're probably his parents' nightmare.
I think so.
It's not like he left the church and just met a tame girl.
A nice woman.
Yeah, no, he met you.
Yeah, no. It is. I'm normal in public. It's not like I'm dipping my labia at the dinner table. I'm like, let me get that, and then being disgusting. I'm somewhat.
Right. You would take.
You're like, sure, yeah.
You would take the top of a ketchup bottle off using your hands.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. In a fine dining setting. Home alone, that's your business. But in front of the potential in-laws.
Yes.
Now, do you worry about this? I'm going to plant a kernel, a seed of doubt in your mind. I used to do a show called Love Line, and oftentimes we'd talk to a woman and, she'd go, I date black guys. I only date black guys. I'm a white girl. And, my dad hates it, but I don't care. This is who I'm attracted to. And then I'd say, how is your relationship with your dad? And they'd go, fuck that racist asshole. And then I realize, she's fucking black guys to get back at her dad. Like, is she actually attracted to black men, or is she doing it? And then I'd say, like, well, your dad lives in Indiana. Like, why does he even need to know? Because I got to tell him, and it's like, this is more of a fuck you to dad than it is I'm actually attracted to this guy. So I asked the same question, man, if I was going to thumb my nose at the Mormon church because of all they did to me over the years, I would end up with you because I'd be like, fuck you.
Right.
Is he attracted to you for you, or are you just the black dude in this equation where the woman was raised by racists?
Or does he just hate his mom?
Yeah. I hope it's the first. I hope that he is just attracted to me, but I think he left the church on good terms. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't. Maybe he does want to fuck the church. They do. They do a lot of stuff. They
can be both.
Yeah, maybe it's both.
They can be both.
Let's just agree on that.
Let's just agree.
Since it's unknowable.
I mean, either way, he's getting turned on. So I don't give a fuck if he's thinking about me and being like, "Fuck you, Jesus." I'm like, he's still.
I think he's getting more turned on if this is a sort of attack against his former life.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes a more vigorous lover.
I can take that. I can handle that.
Okay.
I don't mind being that person.
Yeah. Just checking.
In high school, I went to a Mormon dance. And I was slow dancing with a girl, and while we were dancing, she says, "What ward are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not Mormon. I just came here with some friends." And she looked horrified.
Oh,
and
really?
Just let go and backed away.
Oh, that was
the fog.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
never
wow.
saw her again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it like how you did? Like it was slow dance, like
Yeah,
middle
there's
school,
a
like
you
tap,
can't. Yeah,
barely
you-
touching.
There has to be some distance there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
They're very.
And she was wearing the undergarment, so even if you tried to finger her, you would not find a hole.
That what must have been the issue then. Yeah, because I was having trouble.
There's a Mormon undergarment?
Oh, you
It's
never
like
seen
a
it?
thing.
I don't even know.
Oh, it's the
What does it
craziest thing
do?
in the world.
What does it do? I was just talking about this with someone.
It's like it's an undershirt. All the women wear them to bed and in the middle of the day. Mm-hmm. Summer can't wear tank tops.
Oh yeah,
Every guy
has the little
wearing-
images on them, right?
Yeah, they have like a little prints on them, and they're just like long, like very long
Is it
and
like
loose.
if Spanx made chastity belts?
I wish banks. Oh, here we go. There they
There
are.
you- oh, wow.
That's
Wow.
them. They're wild. Look how loose it is. And there's a little slit, I guess, if you want to make love, and there it is. Yeah, look at that. They are really giving them a lot of room for that penis, though. I don't think the Mormon dicks are that big.
Wow.
That's an XL.
Yeah.
But look how long the shorts are. Like that's in the summer. You're wearing that.
Yeah.
100 degrees. You're out there walking around in that.
Well,
Well, you're not walking. I mean,
Salt Lake in the summer, you're out walking in a circle.
Yeah.
The sun's at noon. You're wearing your cotton Spanx.
Yeah.
That's a rough life.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Have you seen the soaking videos on TikTok?
Oh yeah. I
we
did.
ta- yeah.
Did you talk about the soaking for?
No,
It's crazy.
I don't. But
I haven't.
Share.
Did you know about it?
I know about it. Yeah.
No, I did. When I was in Salt Lake, people kept yelling out at the Wise Guys Club. People yelling out what soaking is. You guys don't know what it is?
I know
No.
what it is. Yeah, it's when you penetrate, but you don't do the in and out motion. You just hang in there. And then that counts.
Soaking. Is that
But
what they call it?
A friend has to come over first. That's the fucked up
Oh, you
part.
need a witness.
Oh no, somebody comes over and they have to jump
They
on the
jump
bed.
on the bed.
to give it
that
movement.
Counts, that counts as
Yeah.
the
Shabbos
motion.
Goyim
Yeah.
of the Mormons.
Yes.
Doing the heavy lifting.
That's on TikTok now?
It's a
Yeah.
craze.
Like the roommate, like jumping on the bed, and they'll do like hashtag soaking.
Or like they do one where it's a bunk bed and the person's
Yeah.
underneath the bed pushing the bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What a friend. What a good friend.
pal.
I
Good
believe
buddy.
good
BFFs.
I would have to do that move with my feet if I was on the lower bunk.
Yeah, the springs.
That's way too much shoulder and neck stress, but you're using smaller muscle parts. You use the quads, lay on the back, do the foot press.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I would treat it like a hack slide or something. Like,
You would
but-
want your fattest friend to jump, right? Like it's just
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
to get a
sensation.
good fucking in.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
Harvey,
Harvey's a good fat name.
Harvey's a perfect fat name.
will you come jump? I'm room 202.
I would have protocols before my jumper came over. Like, I would have some things. Like, I need you to shower.
Yeah.
Shave would be nice. Put on some deodorant and definitely beat off. Do not come
Before.
over here with a nutsack filled
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Put
with the
AirPods in
semen.
while you're jumping.
I need AirPods, and I need you to be in your refractory period. I don't want you pent up, jumping on top, getting a boner, starting to explore. Oh. You know what I mean? So how
Yeah,
long
yeah.
could
Right.
a 21-year-old dude who hadn't had sex in 4 years jump on this bed before he got a little curious?
Or
you know?
ever.
Or ever.
And my thing is too, like, I feel like these aren't large beds. Are they kind of? Is he jumping with his feet over? like on either side of them, or is he one side of the bed? It's very confusing.
Right, he's like touching them.
Yeah, like it's close. Have you ever heard of bagpiping? This is a new thing in Salt Lake.
I love it.
Salt Lake's fucked right now. Have you heard about bagpiping?
No.
Okay. There's an outbreak of, I don't know if it was a rumor or what, but there's an outbreak of armpit crabs.
Oh, I thought this meant like when a Scotsman jumps up and down on the bed playing the horns.
No.
Like a police funeral.
They're full the dick in the, like, they're like, that's how they do it. So
In the
it's
armpit.
In the armpit.
Oh.
Because they're finding any other crevice
Right.
to make love to without it being against the Lord's wishes, which seems, it's too
like
much.
the
at this
Lord
point.
knows you're like trying to trick the Lord.
The Lord
know
knows
loopholes.
magic.
Like,
yeah.
I know it's interesting that we treat the Lord like the Shabbos Goyim, like I can't use electronic devices because I'm a Hasidic Jew, but I get the blonde kid next door comes over on Saturday and turns the toaster oven on for me. It's like,
Right.
you're not dealing with the IRS. Like you're not starting, I'm starting a Montana LLC and registering my vintage cars in Montana. Like, this is the Lord. He's omnipotent. He knows all. He sees all.
Yeah.
He sees what you're doing. He probably hates you more, you who are gaming the system, his system, than the ones that just go, I've sinned.
Right,
You know what I mean? I had sex. I used the toaster, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Please forgive me. It's
Please forgive me. Yeah. So, bagpiping.
Check it out.
I miss, we need to get back into that. Remember, there was like a 3-year period when people are like, you don't know what a dirty Sanchez is? But, or whatever the gay move was. And
French
it was,
tugboat.
yeah, and it was always, no, I don't know what it is. And also, I don't believe that anyone's ever done this. Like, oh, yeah, no, you put your finger in her ass.
Oh, yeah.
You get a shit Sharpie on your finger. You make a shit mustache on her, and then you ear fuck her.
And
I'm like, that's not a.
No, it's
No one does it. You just made that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually does that. But you're saying that the soaking,
Dipping. yeah.
dipping, soaking, and that's another part of my protocols. If you're going to jump on the bed, you can't be dipping tobacco.
No.
I don't want any.
But they can't. They can't have any tobacco, I don't think, Mormons. They can't have caffeine. They can't have.
They can't curse.
Nope.
Yeah, but the guy in the bed, does he need to be Mormon? The guy jumping up and down? Does Harvey need to be up and down?
They're probably pulling from other Mormon. They probably don't have non-Mormons sort of in that tight-knit community.
Yeah.
To sort of ask them to pinch hit for them in that way.
Yeah, to tag in.
Pinch, yeah.
Maybe this is we don't really use grape stompers anymore. we make wine, with a press now.
Right.
Maybe we can take those out of work grape stompers and move them to Salt Lake City.
They'd be very skilled. They'd come from generations of other grape stompers. So
Yeah.
Fast feet, nimble, quietly go about their job.
I assumed big. Grape stomping? You're thinking limbles. I thought big honkers down there, big Clydesdales clomping around to get the more grapes per minute.
It depends how you like to fuck without moving your ass.
Yeah.
I like a shorter, more concise stroke, like a
You might like soaking, actually.
Yeah.
Just right in there, leave it, and that's it. In and out, Bob's your uncle and your aunt. Time for bed.
I think I could make a decent soaker. And God, what happened? What did our society turn into? It's just it's all such a fucking mess. All right,
Allie, do you get
ahead.
hit on after shows? Because a lot of your materials are talking about how you're gay and everything. Do guys still come up to you and?
Oh yeah, guy. They won't come up to me, but they'll message me on Instagram. No one comes up to anyone anymore.
No, it's all DMs.
really?
It's all
Yeah.
DMs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would love someone to come up to me after and try.
Do you ever get guys going like, I can show you not to be gay? Do you get that?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
So there's still hope? So is there still a chance, man?
God.
Oh, that's like, I think men are just hardwired that way.
Is that
Yeah.
insulting?
No,
Yeah, I'm looking
I
at it as
don't
a
care.
compliment.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm not like gonna be on a high horse about it. If you want to fuck me, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know? I'll take
with
it.
some consent, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
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 I'm not gonna be, how dare you?
No, I'm
Come on.
with you,
You
too.
can shoot your shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, guys who get uptight when a gay guy hits on them. Gay guys are very aesthetically oriented. If
Yeah.
they're hitting on you, that means you're dressing right. You take care of yourself.
Right. Compliment.
They don't hit on Harvey,
No.
Yeah.
the bed
no.
bouncer. They're going for you.
I get way more women hitting on me than men.
Really?
Well, I think I give off a
What do they say? What do they say?
Like they think I'm gay. They don't believe that I'm straight.
But are they more femme women? Or they?
No.
They're the big boys.
They're big boys. The big shaved head. I can show you. And I'm like, yeah, I've tried.
Yeah, I'm with you. One time Andy Dick came in and someone's like, hey, watch out, Chris, you're Andy's type. And I was like, you think? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
And then he did hit on you.
We had a nice night.
We got a call up here. I don't know. It's got an NFL rule he wants me to weigh in on. But I feel like we're equipped to do that.
Sure.
Tony B, 44, California.
Yo, Adam, how you doing, buddy?
Good. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to congratulate you first. Obviously, you implemented the heightened goalposts, and, it definitely came into play yesterday. I'm sure you noticed on that first missed field goal.
I did. I talked about it. Yeah.
Of course. Nice. So, hey, I wanted to implement or actually bring something up with you. Hopefully, if you like it, you can, approach the powers that be and see if you can get it instituted. What I can't stand is on the kickoffs. On the kickoffs that it's become such a formality, and these guys that are, sitting back there waiting for the kick. They got their gluey gloves on. They're ready to go. And then, it sails like a foot over their head and they just like walk off the field, just saunter off the field like nothing. And everything's all hyped up and everyone's getting ready for this big kickoff, right? And everybody's hustling down there. And then for what? They just like walk off the field and let the ball just harmlessly land in the end zone. And, not more often than not, but sometimes, every Sunday, almost every game, that ball, it won't squirt through the back of the end zone. It'll actually sit there. And it's like, you know what? Let's just make that a live ball. Make that guy catch that ball, Make him catch it. If he's in the end zone, fine. Then kneel on it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
All
right, so here's the thing. I think people get hurt on kickoffs a lot because it's a high-speed sort of endeavor. I think they must have told the guys they couldn't get a running start anymore because they don't. The kickoff team doesn't get a running start. They used to get a big, fat running start. So I think they're worried about injuries, so they're not going to enforce a lot of that stuff. But I'm with you. The kickoff was potentially one of the more exciting plays, and now it's just a foregone conclusion that the ball's squirting out of the back of the end zone. So maybe
I can play that position.
Move it back another 5 yards. Let them, because the guy's legs are too powerful now. The ball goes out of the back of the end zone. Move it back 10 yards, and let's see what happens. But there'd be more injuries, and that's what we're worried about. Tony?
Yo.
How are you on that? Moving it back.
Yeah, I'm all right. I feel you.
But the ball, if the ball's
why not just make it a live ball?
I would make it a live ball.
The ball. They might, brick hand it and fumble it or something. And that'll be a hell of.
I'm with you, Tony. I'm with you.
This is what they're paid to do: is catch the ball. Like, make them catch the ball. Right?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I think
in the rain. Anything can happen.
All right, I get it. Catch the ball. Yeah. I think the rules committee they're constantly worried about injuries and concussions and stuff like that. I think they make the kickoffs. They try to make them as safe as they can. I think that's what we're at, where we're at. All right, so Phil ate a whole bone.
Oh yeah.
What else did I write
He's
down?
Okay. He's gonna be fine. He's not reacting at all. If there was an issue, he'd be choking or doing something.
He's in a lot
If it was
worse.
an issue, it would just obstruct his digestive system in 20 minutes from now.
Yeah. He'll be dead.
So no problem.
I was driving around with an Uber driver, and he was explaining to me that he could make $45 or $50 an hour if he did Uber and whatever online shop cart thing, Instacart. That if he went between Uber and Instacart, he could average like $45 an hour. And I was like, I'm sort of retroactively jealous of all these guys because when I graduated high school, there were no jobs and the economy sucked and I couldn't find a job at a liquor store or supermarket, like bagging groceries. There was no jobs to be found. And I like the fact that if you want to and you want to get your hustle on a little bit, you can get like $45 an hour, which sounds like a pretty good living for a guy who's, got a GED and a Toyota. Like, he's out there making his money.
Great gig.
Is it?
And they get to play their mixtape.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And get Instagram followers from whoever's in the back seat.
that becomes a cultural issue because I got picked up, me and my honky son, by a proud woman of color, and she was playing her music pretty loud. And I hate new music. I just hate all pop music and all sounds like shit to me. And my son hates it because he likes like classic rock and stuff. But I didn't want to tell her to turn it down because I felt like there was a little white privilege working.
Damn,
so I
man.
just kind of sucked it up for 40 minutes.
It's a long ride, though. I
It's
had
a long
woman,
ride to suck it up.
And I was just in Dallas, and first of all, I don't think they checked the Uber cars because every backseat I got into, no working seatbelts. I was like trying. I'm like, we're not using this. And then one was blaring a sermon. Blaring a sermon. And I was like, well, I can't say anything. It wasn't even Sunday.
You can't.
Saturday.
Yeah, you can't say
And I was
anything
like,
at
she
that
was
point.
so nice. And I was like,
Can we
listen to this.
agree? Should we do this on your Uber profile? Can we have your height and your musical preference? 6'2", smooth jazz. It's it'll get you to take your seat and slide it up a little in front of me, or not recline it quite as much because you got a couple of tall boys getting in the back. And here's what I would like to listen to, if at all possible, or some version of this.
Well, you can choose don't talk to me,
Yeah.
and I want the Uber cold or hot, right?
I thought there wasn't. I've had music preference before.
Is it a music
I think
preference
there
thing?
might be one too. There is a hot or cold for sure.
And then there's like, I like the Uber driver chatty, or I like the Uber driver an introvert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you got a guy that you wanted him to be chatty and he was an introvert, and you're like, so I
You got
pressed the
nothing for
introvert. Yeah. What do we got? What's in the hot in the news today, buddy? And he's like, panicking the whole way. That's a nightmare.
I got a guy who was a little too chatty because I was at a Super Bowl party where I knew I'd be drinking. So I called the Uber, and we got into the Uber. Before I even shut the door, the driver goes, "Someone's been drinking." It's like, thanks, bitch. But that's why you're here, asshole.
Yeah.
That's why. Look, it's nighttime. It's just after the Super Bowl. All of your fares, everyone who climbs this car is climbing in because they were drinking at a Super Bowl party,
Right.
not because they couldn't find parking. So he announced that, which was weird and shaming.
Shamed you right at the
Shame
top.
me
Yeah.
getting right in on the top.
It's
Yeah.
always the ones to the airport the next morning after like you've been drinking or whatever, like club weekends, and then you're like, it's like that 4 a.m. ride, and you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. They have those. So what are you doing out here? I'm like, I'm sleeping. I can't have this 45-minute to the Denver. The airport's 9 years away for no reason.
Oh, in
and then
Denver?
that long fucking drive.
Oh,
and I'm like,
my
I
God.
can't do this. It's crazy.
I'll say, I'm sorry, I got to take a phone call. And then I'm like, can you lower that for a moment? And then you just fake a call for like 20 seconds. And then hopefully the music will stay off.
Oh, okay.
So you have to talk too, or do you do a
Oh, sometimes I try and like just quit the convo, but like it's hard. Sometimes
I
I'll
mean,
just
on
keep
your
going.
fake phone call.
Oh, no, I'll just, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're good at acting.
Man, I
I believed it.
I thought you were on the phone just now. I was
Me
gonna-
too.
Whoa.
Jesus.
She's holding a water
Thank you
bottle.
so much.
Wow.
Thank you guys.
Good
Really
mime.
appreciate
You
it.
took Improv 101 for sure.
How'd you know?
So you're saying say stuff like, "Hey,
Say stuff like, hey, and then,
should we get specific? Like, how's Janice? You know what I mean? Just to really dial it in.
You could just, just be careful when you take risks like that.
Yeah.
Because then, who's Janice? You forget the name you use.
or you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
up. Yeah, how's
you're talking to
Janice?
Janice.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh my God, Edna's not doing well. And then you're going to get the look,
Yeah.
like, who are we talking about? Yeah,
Right.
get your
Oh, yeah.
story straight.
Right.
Yeah, not too
They're
specific.
gonna
Yeah.
know.
Smart.
I had a guy telling me jokes in Dallas.
Oh.
And really, it was me and my buddy, my opener in the back, and he was like, I said we're comedians. I should never fucking say that.
Never.
Why do I do that?
Yeah.
I said that we're there for doing shows. And then he's like, oh, I got one for you. And then it was like, you know those long setups that your dad or your uncle have? It's like so long. And he was getting so, he's like, I shall, and he was screaming like at hearts. And then he got to the punchline and we both were like, that was not worth it. That was not
Yeah.
worth it. All they looked in the mirror and he's like, so we're like, good delivery. Like, I don't know what to tell this guy. It was the longest, worst joke. And he was literally holding and screaming at the top of his lungs and wheel in the middle of traffic. It was scary.
Very passionate.
Very passionate.
You gotta, yeah. What happens is you get picked up and they go, "Oh, what are you in town for?" Sounds pretty innocuous. And then you can kind of cover the generic. I'm just working. But then they'll say, "What do you do?" And then if you say comedian, now it's kind of on, right?
Yeah.
So
I just say a funeral.
Oh, good.
That's really good.
And then they just know. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll let her talk to Janice.
I'll kind of combine them because I don't like lying. I'll go, I'm going to a comedian's funeral.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't really feel, that's my hopping on the bed. That's my Shabbos going. It's not really a lie because I said comedian
Right.
in there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We have some liked tweets and more right after this. Well, I want to thank O'Reilly Auto Parts for climbing on board in 2023. You know, I love cars. To me, they're like my children. I have a truck. I got an SUV. I got sports cars. I got race cars, and they're all cars. That's the key. And if you love cars, then you got to love O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's O Rewards bonus points month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Shop in-store or online to get points and rewards sent straight to your phone or inbox. Get 2, 3, or even 4 times bonus points on select purchases to get you to your next reward even faster. Receive a $5 reward for every 150 O Rewards points. If you're already an O Rewards member and not receiving your rewards, just add your email or mobile phone number and get a $10 reward for updating your existing account. Sign up is quick and easy at O'ReillyAuto.com, or you can do it in store. That's O'ReillyAuto.com.
In celebration of Jim Carolla's upcoming 92nd birthday, here's a list of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Number 20. Changed a wiper blade. Just one of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Allie and Steph hanging out. Got lots of stuff to talk about. Got news coming up. Got my liked tweets. You guys tweet me stuff. It reminds me of stuff. I get angry about stuff, and then I just hit the little heart thing there. And then that reminds me to tell Chris to go find it, and then Chris finds it, and then we talk about it on the air. By the way, Steph Infection is the name of Steph's podcast, you should know. And she's got live shows coming up all over Vancouver coming up, Portland coming up. You go StephTolev.com for all her live stuff. And then Allie, let's see. We go to, where do we go to? Oh, AllieKolbert.com, and we'll find all the live dates there.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got there, Max Pat?
We have an intro.
We have an intro.
Here's the tweets he liked. He didn't reply because he cannot type. Here's the tweets he liked. Send him by you to piss him off all day and all night. Here's the tweets he liked.
All right, so this first one, there's a local homeowner in the La Jolla area, Windansea Beach in particular. So there was a staircase that leads down onto the beach, and it wasn't looking too good. So the local homeowner decided to take it upon himself and paint it. Yeah,
Yes.
Make it look nicer, more presentable. He did a good job, and everyone seems to like it. But except for the city, of course. They were very upset with him.
Yeah, so I watched this news story when someone sent it to me, but there's a famous beach, and it's in San Diego, and it's like Surfers Beach, and they have these benches up top and the staircase, and it's white paint. And of course, the sea ravages all that comes before it. And somebody told the city, "Can you come out here and paint this staircase?" But they didn't do it, and a long enough time went by that some homeowner just said, "Well, fuck it, I'll paint it myself." And he got out his orbital sander. So he sanded it for 2 days, and then he painted it for 2 days. Then, of course, the city was like, "You've defied us." But really, all you did was shame them. You know, like, when you have the world's shittiest roommate, and like at some point they come home and you go, I did all the dishes and I cleaned your goddamn bedroom, and they get pissed off.
Yeah.
They're not really angry because you did the dishes.
Totally,
They're angry because it's their dishes and it's been 3 weeks and you've shamed them. Fuck all those who get angry when somebody does something for them out of shame. Go find a fucking mirror, bitch. That one's on you.
Yeah.
And I had the exact, well, almost the same thing happen where I'm from, and I was just screaming about this with attorney Mark Garagos, which is the reason I like this story is because the same thing happened to me. I lived in a house. There was this sort of dip in the road. They had a storm drain that was kind of on my property. There isn't really a sidewalk. It's just curb and then driveway and garden, flower bed or whatever. It's just right there. And whenever it would rain, the storm drain would get clogged up with leaves and the street would flood and then it would go down alongside my house and flood. And the guy who lived behind me was complaining that I needed to fix this thing. But it wasn't really me. It was the city and their drainage. But it was said I need to take care of this. And I was a contractor. I'm pretty hands-on. I just do shit myself. And stupid asshole neighbor came by and he brought his hydro-mechanical engineer or whatever. And the guy said, I've been doing this for 30 years. Here's what it's going to take. You got to kind of dam it up in the back, just, 12 inches high with cinder block. Then you need to put a lid over the top of it, a concrete lid pour in place on top of it, and pull the grate out, and it'll all go down the thing. And I said, all right, you're an expert. I'll do it. And so I did it. And it worked like a charm. No more lake in the street, no more flooding in the backyard, nothing in the neighbors. It worked perfectly because the guy who was an engineer, who was a drainage expert, said, this is what it's got to do. It was, cost me $500 probably worth of, time and materials, but problem solved.
Great.
Then the city came by and they went, you didn't permit that. You got to take it out with a sledgehammer. I said, so it can go back to how it was when it wasn't working? And they said, yeah, take it out with a sledgehammer and put it back. I said, well, now the neighbor in the back is going to be pissed off. And then I said, why don't we do this? I know it works. Another part of life I hate is remember how it rained really hard a week ago? I saw it in action and it worked perfectly. And they went, our guys don't think it's going to work, which is essentially calling me a fucking liar, essentially. But I said, it does work. And then they said, all right, I'll tell you what. The next time it rains, we will dispatch a guy to come by and see it in action. And I said, that sounds fair to me. I know it works. The engineer designed it this way. I executed it perfectly. I've seen it work. So the next time it rains, come on by. Then a couple months went by, a few more rainstorms. Then I get the note saying, I was then selling the house, saying you can't sell the house. It can't go into escrow because there's this outstanding thing with the city. And then I said to the city, didn't you guys see it work? And they're like, no, we didn't. And you got to blow it out. And I was like, are you fucking nuts? First off, you should thank me for doing this. Secondly, do something or do your job. And they're like, and then the realtor is saying, just take a sledgehammer to it and blow it out, and then you'll get the money. But then the guy in the house back there is like, I'm going to sue you if you blow the thing out. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's done. It works perfectly. Thank God a neighbor is attorney Mark Garagos, who walks around the neighborhood, and he's like, there's no more lake here. And I'm like, because I fucking fixed it. And he had to write a threatening letter, from his law firm to the fucking city before they would let this thing go, essentially. But this is how they work, and this is why you don't want more people to have more power. That's what I'm saying.
Such a pain in the ass.
Yes, it was multiple visits and meetings and emails, and all I did was fucking fix this problem that had been existed for like 40 years. I just fixed it one afternoon.
It can move on to other stuff.
It's not like you put graffiti on the road that said "fuck the city." Like you were literally trying to Also, you spent your own money on this.
Yes,
this is bizarre.
No, neighbor never thanked me. City never thanked me. Everyone's kind of begrudgingly pissed off. Fuck you. Jesus Christ, this is our society now.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so the San Diego or La Jolla City Council, where there's pissed off that some good citizen with his own time and own money fixed their problem.
What is their argument? That they're worried about like the dangerous version of that is like an idiot tries to do something to help and it like totally fucks things up for them?
Yeah, you're going to get copycats.
Yeah. Train fixer copycats. Hey, this guy tried to do it. Now I'm going to try to fix my neighborhood.
Right.
What the hell?
Well, I think their argument is like a slippery slope protocol thing. Like, here's how it works. You want to do something, you ask us, because next thing you know, people are going to build piers and put Ferris wheels on them. And they're not going to be permitted, you know. Yeah, but here's the thing. Fine, but you have to do your job. If the neighbors are telling you to repaint the thing for 4 years and you never do it, then expect at some point them to take the primer into their own hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that this guy was sanding a giant stairway for days and no one noticed. Yeah. You haven't even come by to check. Like,
what if he painted it, you know, black and green and pink and painted little dicks all the way down? Would that be okay?
Yeah, well, see, this is where we're getting our slippery slope argument. Yeah, I'm going to put swastikas made out of tiny dicks on the railings. Yeah, I have, you know, I think we need to sort of come back to common sense and basic stuff Grandpa would talk about, which is he painted it white. It's the same color it was. He did a nice job. Send over a fruit basket, City of San Diego, and turn the fucking page. That's all.
Yeah, San Diego, too. You'd think they'd be more chill about that.
No, we are not, or they are not.
All right, well, another person tweeted you an article about ice baths. Dawson has it, but yeah, so ice baths are hot on social media.
It's all the rage. All the celebrities doing TikTok? The cold dunks.
I've been doing it.
You've been doing it.
I did it. I did a bunch of them this year so far.
Where?
My friend has one.
At the house?
Yeah.
Fills the room with ice. You dip in there and dip out.
Well, it's cold. Well, I'm thinking about a cold plunge. Is that different than an ice bath?
That's like the same. I think it means the same thing, yeah.
It's really hard to stay in there. People say it's good for you.
Does he have the kind you plug in and cools the water and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a legit.
It's like 34 degrees.
Oh yeah, that's legit.
Yeah.
What's so good about this? I'm very confused by it.
It shocks your system.
And your compliance.
It wakes you up. It's like better than coffee.
Try bombing on stage. That'll fucking shock the system. Well, okay, we gotta start. Whoopsie, something's up here. Go start doing comedy. You fucking a full body shock. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, why not do both? I mean, why not? You know, do the cold dunk and then bomb that night.
Joe Rogan's always in the cold plunge.
Is he? He's so sweaty all the time. He should be in there more.
He's like, he's posting from the sauna and then he posts from the cold plunge.
Really?
He's always
both, right?
And then he eats elk.
He eats elk.
Yeah.
That's how he's keeping so lean.
Yeah.
How often? So whenever you can take the dip, you take the dip.
I'll say yes to it, but I'm not going to buy one or, fill my bathtub with cold water. No.
How long do you stay in there?
I can't stay in that long. I'll do like 10 seconds.
That's still long.
Come on, it's painful.
Do you put your head underwater?
Yeah, I do. You got to get the scalp.
If you put your head under, I would say you can get about 75% of the effect in the first 10 seconds. It's really just the shock.
Yeah. I believe that based on no information. Yeah.
All right. So I do it too, although I'm not part of the trend of celebrities that are doing it. But I'm doing it for like 6 years, 7 years now, something like that. It's okay. So the least you're going to get out of it is forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. That's the least.
Right.
But that's a lot. It's just you are going to break yourself every single morning. You're just going to go, I don't want to do this thing, and I'm doing it, which has an application in all facets of life, So it's good just to kind of have dominion over yourself, but I think it gets your immune system charged up because your immune system goes like, what the fuck? Like, they think you fell off of a tuna boat in Alaska, and it's like it's going into survival mode.
Yeah, you get a lot more oxygen. It reduces inflammation. Yeah, there's a lot of health benefits.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it also falls under the heading of everything you don't like as a health benefit. Like, you want some kale for dinner, or do you want linguine and clam sauce? Like, do you want to do 1 push-up, or do you want to do 40 push-ups? Like, everything you don't want to do, unfortunately, hurts a little and is good for you. So this falls under that. But it's a celebrity thing now, I guess.
Yeah, Dawson has the article.
What do you do?
Yeah, we got a bunch of celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Kristen Bell, Harry Styles. Lizzo claims that ice plunges reduce inflammation and make her body feel better.
Oh, man. You're going to have to... I have one of those tubs. We're going to have to get the extendo leaf in there and widen it up like the Thanksgiving table with the in-laws coming over.
So the cold water releases endorphins, which basically make you feel good, and cold water immersion stimulates the part of the nervous system that controls the resting or relaxation state that may enhance feelings of well-being. It also stimulates the part of the nervous system that regulates the fight or flight stress response. Doing it on a regular basis may dampen that response, which could in turn help people feel better about being able to handle other stresses in their lives.
Yeah, it's just getting used to discomfort.
Right.
So you have a special tub. You can't just do it in the shower. You can't do it in a cold shower.
I think that's the gateway, the cold shower.
The cold shower is good, but you can't go hot and then cold like Dr. Drew does. That's kind of the pussy route, you know.
Stay cold.
The flash of cold at the end.
Right.
You have to stand in there, and you have to fire it when you're in there.
Ooh, directly on?
Directly on. And you start... And just go to the cold. Don't even turn it all the way up. Just go pop, just quarter turn or eighth turn, so it never warms up.
Do you do it every morning?
My game is I will do the swimming pool when I'm in the foothills during the winter time because it's 45 degrees outside and the pool is freezing. So I do the pool. But during the summertime when it's 95 degrees outside, I do the tub.
Okay. Wow. I swim in the ocean like now. Well, I'm Canadian, so when I first moved here, I was like, I thought it was warm. I was like, fuck this. I was like out there swimming around, no one out there. Me and the fucking sea lions. Literally, one time I came out, there's a seal right beside me. I'm like, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's Arrested Development. But I haven't, since I've been here for 8 years now, I probably will. My sister's coming next weekend, and she's Canadian, and
she'll want to go to the beach.
She'll want to go to the beach, and then she'll end up going in. I feel like the ocean, it gets kind of warm if you're in there for like a little bit.
Yeah, especially if you pee.
Oh yeah,
that'll help.
You can, if you're on the road, and then if I'm going on the road, I just do the cold shot. Just do the shower cold shot.
The Chicago winter cold shot.
Yeah,
it's probably worse than some
it
pools.
Is.
Yeah,
it's cold.
Yeah, Adam does it all the time. And then one time we went to Alaska and we went into the river there, and I was like, I'm gonna go in the river too. And I went in and I felt so proud of myself. And then we got out, and Adam goes, "Oh, it wasn't even cold." And then, I was like, "Great." And then we went to Scottsdale, and there's a cold plunge tub at the hotel. I went in there for like 10 minutes, got out, told Adam about it. Adam goes in, it's like, "Oh, is this thing on?" And
I could tell when I got out of the Scottsdale tub that my dick wasn't small enough, so this thing must be too warm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how I measure it too.
The river. The reality is the ocean is a lot warmer than the swimming pool is in my backyard. A lot warmer, and the Alaskan River was actually warmer.
Cool.
Actually warmer than the cold, because the cold tub is 35 degrees. I mean, it could be 40 degrees, but the ocean's like 62 degrees. Like it feels cold, but it's a good bit warmer.
I think this is how we find out you just have a small penis. Mm-hmm. You're blaming the tubs.
Yeah,
it's not the tubs.
Yeah, it's not the tubs. I wanted to blame the Alaskan River, but I guess it wasn't that.
Let me ask you guys about the locker room. I've complained on the show recently that everyone's wearing swim trunks in the jacuzzi in the men's side, and everyone's stepping out of the shower and immediately taking their towel around them, and guys are wearing shorts.
Yeah, I don't go naked in locker
He doesn't
rooms.
go naked. I saw a guy with a towel on, like shimmy out of his trunks and then pull his new underpants up so we couldn't see him. In the locker room, dudes used to walk naked.
Yeah, all these men are becoming pussies.
Yeah, but what about the women's locker room?
The old
Women
gals are
women-
flopping around.
Really?
Oh yeah, old women don't. They are bending over. They are
Sandbags hanging down,
Yeah.
just knocking into everyone.
Have you
I got
seen-
hit with one.
Have you
Got
seen
hit
an old
with
woman
floppy
bend
titty?
over?
With a floppy tit, it like just
They don't give a
their
shit.
shoulders just.
Their tits are low. Their labia is low. They bend in half. Their anus is right in your face. They don't give a shit.
The women are in the locker room. They left their tits in the hot tub. I have to follow them back. I'm like, hey, I think that
Like, your tits are still in the cold plunge. Hold on.
But it's the older women that are doing that.
Well, here's my thing with the gyms. The younger women are already pretty much nude in the gym. They're wearing like these beige bras and
right,
thing.
Skims.
And I'm literally seeing full lips, full areolas already in the gym. So when they come to at that point,
Right.
they're
Trying
nude.
to shame me on TikTok.
Yeah, you're already,
Their
you're
pussies
nude.
are on the elliptical.
They
That's
literally,
right.
have you seen those like the
Each
gym
flat.
shorts where it's a full butt? It's like the shorts where it's like a full ass.
Right. What is that?
Where do you get those? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have. I don't.
like
There's no
padded?
butt. It's like literally like a line where it's like your full ass. So because you bare ass.
It's got
in the
the
gym.
seam down the middle
yeah.
to contour.
To really, because when I'm working out, I need both my cheeks to be separated. That's how I like to work out. I need to have a full ass.
It's the difference
crazy.
between a glove and a mitten.
Yes.
It's a mitten for your.
Well, because old school, you'd wear sweatpants, just baggy sweatpants with a drawstring, and no one it didn't follow the contours. But just to be clear, I think it's a generational thing. I think
Yes.
older people are used to walk around naked in a locker room. That's how we came up, and the new gen, male or female, they're more modest.
Well,
They're not walking around naked.
I think maybe in the gym they're modest, but then on Instagram they're hanging everything out. Mm-hmm. Do you find that? I had to unfollow a couple people on my Instagram. It was too much.
Oh, which
You don't like
accounts,
it?
though?
They're friends of mine. Like they're doing stories of them like full nude. I'm like, what is happening
Fun
right
to
now?
watch
their-
though. I don't
what are
get
their
offended.
counts?
I get offended. I'm self-conscious. I could be looking at this.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to post that way. I'm marvel at what people are willing to post on there.
But it's always
They're
stories.
like, come to my show. I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, and
doing?
they're nude. It's like their show dates on their ass. I'm
like,
like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's ironic that they're more buttoned down in the locker room, and then they go home and they
Right.
start
Yep.
spreading beef,
Yeah.
taking shots, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have control of their angles and their lighting, and they can kind of set it up and be deliberate. But then in the locker room, we can look at you whenever. That
Yeah.
might not be your
Oh,
ideal
and they're
angle.
not, they're not getting paid in the locker
Yeah,
room either.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And bad lighting in there.
All right, Chris,
Yeah.
what else?
All right,
we
so
got?
someone tweeted about chick think. Yeah. So Adam has this thing called chick think. He'll explain it to you in a little bit, but at Maui Bike says the reason chick think is so prevalent in pop culture is because it portrays dads as buffoons, and 77% of teachers are women. And he says Happy Aloha Friday, by the way.
Yeah, so the balance, man think, chick think. So first things first. Men, there are many men that are capable and engage in regularly chick think. Like our governor, Gavin Newsom, he's in full chick think mode. And then like Margaret Thatcher was dude think. Like you guys are a little more dude think probably than chick think. I would say it's bad for
Us.
It's bad for
Us gals?
it's good for kids, but it's not good for policy. It's bad policy. It's like when you say like here's chick think. We are a sanctuary state. All are welcome here. Hate has no purchase here. Love and we welcome. No one's illegal. And then you have a whole bunch of fucking migrants like flopped out on a sidewalk. And then you look around and go, what are we going to do? I don't know. I don't have a plan. But the proclamation of all kids deserve a world-class education or we welcome all. That's kind of a chick proclamation. And dude think is more like, stamp a serial number on everyone's forehead and we'll scan it and we'll keep track of everyone. But we have as a country transitioned from dude think into chick think, like pretty hard. Like think about commercials. Commercials are all good vibes now. There's really no more I always just say car commercials. Car commercials used to talk about warranties and mileage and sticker price, and now it's just two dudes driving in a Subaru. Like no more bonderized, rust-proof, this or that, warranties or anything. And I think we're moving. I mean, the ultimate dude thing with society was just cavemen. You know, that was all dude thing, 100% dude policy. And we shifted toward the feminine thinking because it's evolved. You don't bonk someone over the head and take them into your cave and rape them. This has evolved. I'm saying...
No, you do it in your office.
That's right. In places like California, I think we jumped the shark. I think we went too far into this chick think in California. And yeah, the commercials were always... By the way, for 30 or 40 years, like the mom would go out of town to take care of her elderly mother, and then she would call the guy who was in charge of making breakfast for the kids, and he would be dumping pancake batter into the toaster, going, honey, don't worry, I got it covered, and smoke would be coming out, and because he was a buffoon. He was an idiot, you know what I mean? And I think the chickens have come home to roost now. I think it's been 30 years of that, at least. This Twitter person says that, right?
I mean, dads are still kind of buffoonish, but it's a little more cutesy now. Like, you had that Kia commercial where he's trying to find the pacifier for the baby yesterday, and then he drives all over the place.
You know what's weird? Dudes are buffoons in a straight relationship, but in a gay relationship, as shown on TV, they're not both buffoons.
Well, because
like when you
someone
have two
has
retarded
to
guys,
be responsible.
Yeah, someone's got to be the...
Yeah, there's a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
I think men feel in straight relationships that it's okay to be mothered because someone's going to do it, as opposed to, and that's really what it is. It's that men are able to rely on someone else to mother them so they can go out and bonk people in the head and whatever, you know? Like, they just date for moms, and like, I just feel like, am I making a point here?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, of course, in a gay relationship, you both can't be like that. So someone's going to step up and be the person that sort of nurtures and...
But wouldn't it stand to reason if you're making TV commercials and most of the guys were fucking idiots in the straight relationship, that if you got two dudes together in the gay relationship, that'd just be two dumb dudes, which they'll never do?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we have the Binky Super Bowl. Yeah, that's the Kia commercial.
Yeah, he was
a good dad,
to find a Binky. Yeah, a hero dad.
All right.
Yeah, everyone's cheering him on to find this Binky.
I forgot the Binky.
Forgot it.
Clear that song.
Our top story. A father has forgotten the Binky, but he's capturing hearts.
So everybody's watching him, cheering him on. Got it. Comes back.
It's the wrong Binky.
She only likes the blue one.
He got
Guessed
the
it.
wrong
I guessed it.
frickin' Binky.
Bitch
You're right.
could have piped up before he left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get the green one.
Yeah.
Now, it's basically, I'll just illustrate it, and then we'll get on to our next one. But California, LA, chick thing. So when it comes to COVID, that's what we got. Lock it up, safe. What about the kids? Fuck it. Shut everything down. Stay home. Shut the beaches. That's chick think, and that's what we get in L.A. And then like Florida and Texas are dude think, and they're like, hey, you want to go to the beach, go to the beach. So that's not our business. That's sort of the difference. And California wouldn't have done that 20 years ago. We wouldn't have reacted this way. Or 25. Ronald Reagan was
any
the
state have done it?
was the governor.
Back then,
like 20 years ago, maybe
freaking Wyoming.
No, I would say like San Francisco would be pushing a city. I would be pushing maybe Seattle or something
The
would be
hippie pockets.
pushing for something. Maybe Boulder, Colorado would have tried to do their own thing, but the state would have went, nah, we're not going to engage in that kind of thinking.
All right, so we have another one. Someone tweeted you just a picture of him basically stopped at a left turn arrow. Mm-hmm. This bothered you. It still bothers you. This is one of your classic rants here.
There's all right. There's things. Let me paint a picture to you too.
Okay.
There are two categories of things that bother me. The things that bother me, and then there are the things that bother me because they don't bother other people. The red turn arrow doesn't bother people. It doesn't bother them. And it bothers me that they're not bothered by it. So what we're looking at is a green light, as you guys heard a million times, a red arrow, and then you can see the Earth's curvature in the distance. There's no cars coming, but they can't. Yeah. So I was driving into the city, into Hollywood last night, and we came down Highland, and we got to where the giant church is with the big gay ribbon on it, and it has a thing that says no right on a red, but the light was green and there was no pedestrians or something. And at some point, after just sitting there for no reason, the person in front of us just turned right because there were no cars, there was no nothing, there's no pedestrians, and they turned right. And my Uber driver went like, whoa, like threw her hands up and did a what the fuck. And this is another, back to chick and dude thing for a second.
All right.
I got a tweet where someone goes, I've been driving through these red turn arrows for 20 years, but I can't get my wife to do it. She follows
fucking women,
the rules. Right.
Fucking women are so dumb.
Thank you.
No,
I just want to say that.
I think they're follow rules. They're into rule following. Like,
there's two types of thinking.
There's
fucking dumb broads and smart broads.
Following rules doesn't necessarily hurt.
I just want to be clear about that because there's so many dumb fucking broads out there.
I agree, and everyone could just turn left. If everyone just did it, it would go away.
There's probably a fucking man in this car. Goddammit, there's probably a fucking guy sitting in the driver's seat.
It's almost impossible.
By the way, all the dudes I know have chick think, and all the women I know have dude think.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Fucking women I meet are so fucking dude. Especially, by the way, I know you mentioned Florida. Every single woman in Florida is the most dude thinking.
Yes.
Dude think. Every man that lives in Los Angeles is chickier than any fucking baby chick I've ever met.
The average Los Angelino dude is more chick think than the average Florida chick. Yes. I agree. Yeah, when I start seeing multiple bracelets on the dude, that's the tell. But what drives me nuts...
Don't get me started on the gays.
People tweet me and they go, I live in Mississippi and our arrows never turn red. They just blink yellow.
Nevada, he actually said.
Just blink yellow. And I had another person who was like 42, was a woman, and she was like, I've never even heard of this. Why do they even turn red? And I'm like, why do they turn red?
Yeah,
why don't we fucking fix this? We're living in the traffic capital of the world. What are we doing with this?
Go there and fix it, and they'll say, you don't have a goddamn permit.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, paint it yellow.
Paint it.
I just drive through them, but obviously if the person in front of me is not driving through them, I have difficulty, although I still do go around them, as Chris has experienced.
I go through on the freeway when it's the red and green. I go through.
Oh yeah, the where they
especially
stop
when
like
no
one
one there.
car per
Yeah, I'm
green.
not doing that. Excuse me. I'm going when I'm going. It's absurd.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Are you not doing that? There's no way you're not doing that if I'm doing that.
No. Well, let me explain. But so this is the disconnect. This is the disconnect. Getting on the freeway in Los Angeles, they'll have the signal. There were like two things that they tried to do to stop traffic like 40 years ago, as I've been here my whole life. They're like, we'll put a stoplight up on the freeway on-ramp and stop people, and then we'll create a diamond lane for multi-passengers, and they'll zoom through. The diamond lane is just as fucked as the rest of the lanes in traffic, and I don't know that there's any data to support stopping cars before they get on. Then you get on, it's a shit show. It's a parking lot to get on. How's this helping? But here's my point to bolster your point, but here's the reality. I go through those as well most of the time, but cops do set up there. Like most people I know will hop in the diamond lane even if they're the only person in their car for a mile just to zoom past some people. And most people I know will blow through the red or the one that says one car per signal, and you'll just follow the guy goes off in front of you. But there will be cops backed up on that median on the side, ready to give tickets. And I've definitely seen cops in the diamond lane ready to give tickets. So here's my point. Most people will engage in, you drive to Vegas, the speed limit says 70, you're doing 82. Everyone I know does that. No one will go through the arrow except for you'll never get a ticket for the arrow because there's no cop behind you. You will get popped in the diamond lane because there is a cop looking for that. You will get popped on the downhill on the Grapevine for going 83 and a 70. You will get popped on the freeway light on ramp because there's a cop looking out. You will never get popped here, yet everyone engages in the other behavior and no one will engage in this behavior.
I'm going to try this. And then when I get pulled over, I'm going to say, fucking Adam Carolla told me that I had dude thinking I could get through the fucking light.
All right. I will pay the ticket.
I will do it. I'll film me doing it.
I will pay.
Now I want to try it.
I will pay the ticket, and I will give you 10 years. You can do this for.
10 years?
I will pay you up until 10 years from now.
Do it for 10 years.
Now, here are the provisions.
Okay.
You must check to see that there's not a cop behind you.
I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to fucking just start doing this.
Well, if you know I'm
trying to get a ticket.
If you know I'm paying, you may start playing fast and loose with the law.
I'm Canadian. I'm on a green card. They can fucking take it away for no reason. I got to.
Really?
Still. Oh yeah. I got to be. I'm still.
All right. Check behind you. No cops behind you.
Okay.
No cameras at the
camera. Yeah.
And then I will give you up to a decade where I will pay.
Wow.
It's gone to a decade now.
Because you'll never get a
decade
ticket.
Is 10 years. Okay, I thought it was 12. Okay, yeah. Okay.
You'll never.
I can't wait.
Such a weird measure of time.
I can't wait.
She's on the metric system. She's thinking of a baker's decade.
I am. Hey, I'm sorry.
All right, do you have one more?
Let's take a break. We'll do some news.
All right, take a break. Do some news right after this. I'm missing my Tommy John. I think over 17 million units sold. I got to tell you, you'll never switch back. Tommy John, by the way, they got a Valentine's Day themed offer going on. They don't, so you should get on it. Over 20 million pairs sold. And like I said, look good for your honey bunny in your drawers this Valentine's Day with Tommy John. No risk, by the way. Every gift is backed by the best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free. Guaranteed. And let's not forget about the Valentine's Day pajamas. Breathable, lightweight, the best. It is Tommy John, right, Dawson?
Get 20% off your first purchase at TommyJohn.com/Adam right now for Valentine's Day. Hurry to TommyJohn.com/Adam for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/Adam. See site for details. As we approach 14 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Ace Awards archives.
My fifth film was Full Metal Jacket. I was in the Philippines. I was the single guy. I got medically retired out of the Marine Corps, got hurt in Vietnam, and I decided, well, hell, I liked it in the Far East. I would go back to the Far East. You can live over there on this little small retirement check like a king. So I went back to the Far East, had a couple of bars, a whorehouse.
How many girls did you have?
I had... maximum was 6. At one time I had 6. I was down as far as 3 because they keep getting married. You know, they next thing you know, they meet some young PFC that falls madly in love with them. The next thing you damn whores out there getting married, for Christ's sake.
Now for some new memorable moments. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Arlie Ermy, everybody. She will be missed. That was dude thing. That was like,
it absolutely was.
Gunny. I love that guy. So sad he's gone. All right. Wait a minute. Steph had
I have something.
news story.
It's Canadian, but it's also a big news story. So I'm from Toronto, and our mayor, John Tory, the mayor of Toronto, just stepped down late Friday after a late night news conference because he had cheated on his wife with an employee in his office.
Really?
68-year-old was known as a straight-laced, button-down moderate conservative, almost as popular as almost the most polar opposite of our previous mayor, Rob Ford. So we know Rob Ford. So Toronto is we're just 2 for 2 on dog shit mayors right now.
Yeah.
So he cheated with a 30-year-old secretary in his office, cheated on his wife, and then stepped down.
In this office.
In the office. So he's at now. That's it.
I had tip of the cap the guys who can do it in the office. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'd hear footsteps coming down the hall. You'd hear window washer comes by. You know, I would feel wildly distracted.
Looks like Tales from the Crypt. So the fact that this
skeletal.
that this man is fucking a 30-year-old, very upsetting.
What happened to Ford?
Ford's dead.
I was going to say, I thought he
Ford
died.
died. Oh, he died. Yeah, Ford's dead.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good photo
He
of
looks
John
like
Tory.
an old pinky finger.
He does. He looks like a pinky finger that's been
After
in the cold.
The cold dunk.
For too long.
Yeah.
He did longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bizarre that both, like, now Toronto's on the map again for having dog shit mayor.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
I know, it's very upsetting. Oh, that's better for that,
man.
Sam. There he is in his prime. There he is.
All right. Well, breaking Canadian news.
Yeah,
and
it is. I know you guys-
you got a balloon.
No, it's big. It's big for
It's
you.
big
I
for
know.
us. Toronto's the biggest city in Canada, and here we are, fucked up again.
I haven't been to Toronto in a while.
It's a great
been
city.
to Canada in a while.
Gotta
been
go.
a while.
Get up there.
Yeah. When was the last time we were there? All right. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Well. Speaking of scandals, Megan Fox
Yeah.
is very upset.
What'd she do?
Well, she did nothing wrong. It was really Machine Gun Kelly. So she, first off, yesterday she goes on her Instagram and she deletes every photo of her and MGK.
What?
Yeah, and then she puts like a video of like a burning letter.
Yeah. It was in the reel.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of photos.
Yeah.
Her, a photo of an envelope burning.
Yep.
The caption was, "I can taste the dishonesty on your breath." It was from Beyonce's Lemonade.
Yep. Lyrics from Beyonce's
Now
Lemonade.
she's only following 3 guys: Harry Styles, Timothy Chalamet,
And former Toronto mayor.
and M&M.
Might as well have been.
Eminem.
Eminem
Wow.
is
Big
MGK's
feud.
enemy.
Big feud.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
They go to battle within
Oh,
their
really?
songs. Yeah, so she follows Eminem.
Wow.
Which
They
is,
have song battles.
oh yeah, they have a beef for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and this goes to your point that you like guys will cheat on anybody because it's supposed
Oh, yeah.
they're speculating it's a cheating scandal. Actually now Megan,
Are you guys quietly happy when people that are too in love break up, as I am?
Sometimes I am, but I
Sometimes.
sometimes I am. But them, I'm like, I don't know how people are surprised about this. This is a guy who dresses in like spikes to go to an award show. This is a guy who takes a champagne flute, smashes it on his face, lets the blood drip down, and performs in concert. Of course, he's not making
Yeah.
reasonable choices.
Yeah.
Remember when
Relationship
Angela
choices,
Jolie was with Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're like, we have vials of each other's blood. Like, I hope you fuckers break up so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wore
come
each other's
on.
vials.
That's not going to
Yeah.
last. Anyone that burns hot like that. Think about, did you watch the Pamela Anderson documentary?
Yeah.
It's very good.
I was shocked about that breakup. She's like, he kicked me and then I called the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you think Pamela Anderson is the type that would like get a few more kicks?
Yeah, I'm with you. She's
Before
a
leaving?
multi-kicker.
Like, I would think the first kick I'd be like, I'd be thrown, probably backwards because I was kicked.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be like, just don't do it again. The second kick is what would really
I'd say she's a
make or break
decade
it.
kicker, 12 kicks.
one decade.
A baker's dozen
Us
kicks.
Canadians. She's Canadian. She's
Yeah.
like, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
She came from abuse. I don't know.
The intense couples.
Listen,
they don't
I had
last.
the world's worst thought too, which is like he kicked her, but I mean, she seems like she was up. Well, first off, she seemed like she was insanely in love with him. Like this could have been an Ike Turner type thing, like this could go on. This could go on forever, no matter how bad he was. But I thought he was going to get into trouble, and then he was going to come back, and she'd be like, "I can't help it, I love you so
Totally.
much."
Yeah.
But she didn't. She kicked that kicker can down the road.
Yeah.
These two will get back together, though.
I think so too. All right, so here's what I'm saying. When you see people do like weird, gross tongue kissing on the red carpet and wearing vials of blood and shit
Yeah.
like that, I want them to break up the same way I want the Baptist preacher who's talking about fire and brimstone when a man lays down with a man to get caught at the airport in some gay undercover shit. You know what I mean? It's really just, I want you busted. It's the hypocrisy part of it. I don't know, but they're two in love.
The two in love?
The couple I love are like when people go, how about your girlfriend? She's okay.
Yeah.
I want you guys to stay together forever. But
Right.
There's some real heat.
Especially when it's nonstop tweeting and posting, and they're like,
It's enough.
that's enough. That's enough.
It's enough. This is not how people act in actual relationships.
Do you
Right.
post your girlfriend on Instagram?
I post her, but it's not like I'm drinking her spit out
Yeah, yeah.
after I go on stage. I'm not,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's too much. Stop it.
And it raises the bar too high for all of us, or a little more low key.
Yeah.
In our, in our performance in a relationship, because you cannot you watch any of this stuff, and then he took a flatbed truck and filled it with her favorite flowers and dumped it in her lawn and made an ice sculpture out of her himself. And whoever you're with, they'll go, I wish you 1/10 as much as she and him. They fuck it up for everyone.
You're
all the lazy people.
Society.
It's a mental health thing.
No,
right.
Remember when Pete Davidson got Kim branded on him?
Yeah. Her kids tattooed on him.
That was the kids' names.
That's
her kids with Kanye. It's like, you're not okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's too far.
Yeah, it's weird.
You're
that's too far.
not okay.
No, that's too far.
Right, but if you're sitting next to your significant other, they go, look how much he loves her. He has a mental issue.
Right. Yeah.
That's not what you want.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so good.
Yeah, so
break it up.
A source says break it up. Well,
oh no, Pete Davidson's he's sliding in.
Yeah, everybody's
oh man,
really?
But they're best friends though. That would be like lowest of the low.
Oh, MGK and Pete Davidson.
That's like,
are they?
Yeah,
they're really tight.
Yeah.
You think Pete has scruples or morals? I think he's sliding in.
Those two are so close.
Yeah.
He talks about like spending like Thanksgiving in like Staten Island with him before he became a big shot. That would be.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I mean,
I don't know.
Who knows?
Well, a source close to Megan says, Megan is very upset. They had a fight over the weekend, and she won't speak to him. But they haven't officially called off the engagement, but she did take her ring off. They've had issues in the past. Things seem pretty serious this time.
Mm-hmm. So why be public about it?
I don't care about any of these people. Is that bad?
No.
I don't care about celebrities. I don't know anything about Kardashians. I don't ever want to know what they're up to.
I agree. But if you met one of them, you'd fall apart.
I honestly only know what Kim looks like. I wouldn't even know what they was. I'd be like,
you'd be sucking up to Kim. You'd be like,
I
I'm
don't
thinking
think
about getting a
so.
tattoo. Your kids.
You get the tattoo?
I feel like Kim would hate me. I think she'd see my comedy and be disgusted by it, and I'd like, get off on that.
No,
I'd be like,
she'd like it.
Yeah.
I think she'd like it.
Yeah, I think she would.
It's too much. I barely know anybody. I don't I get excited when I see like big musicians.
Yeah, if Bryan Adams came by.
I'd lose my mind if I saw Bryan Adams. I'd
Canadian
faint if I saw
rocker Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bryan Adams.
Or one of the guys from a Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Oh man, Guess Who? Here we go.
Oh,
I am rock hard. If I see Geddy Lee from Rush, I'm squirting all over the place. See you later.
Burton Cummings, maybe.
He's hot. Does he still have the mustache? I think he is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So you're really into Canadian celebrities.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Alanis Morissette, I'd go gay for Alanis.
She's queen.
Yeah, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. All right. Well, speaking of celebrities, so we have another celebrity story here. I just want to get your takes on this. So Sam Smith, he went viral over the weekend because he went to the Brit Awards and he was wearing a fun outfit. Yeah, so let's put it up.
This outfit is so fucking stupid. It actually annoyed me, and I like Sam Smith a lot.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? How the hell is he sitting down, first of all? How is he going to the bathroom? That guy has the runs. He's screwed. That's it.
That is so dumb.
That's so stupid.
We should scramble an F-22 fighter to shoot him down.
That is insane.
He's a balloon man.
Levitating right now.
That is so dumb looking.
Like he has to stand like that. He can't move.
He was walking the red carpet and like, oh Sam, let's get one picture. He had to like go back into that pose and stand there again.
What's the so you're not only getting dressed up to go, you're getting filled to the brim with what helium?
Just
like,
write
what's
a
in
new
there?
song.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this.
He's one of those guys. I don't know him, but I hate him, and I'll tell you why. Because when somebody goes like, "All right, I'm gay. I'm saying it. Like I'm coming out. Deal with it," and you go like, "All right, who cares?" And they go, "Wait a minute. I'm a non-binary, whatever." You go like, "Deal with it." And it's like, do you just keep inventing titles for yourself to try to get a rise out of people, or is this your thing? Because he was gay, but he's not gay anymore. He's something else.
No, I think he's still gay. He just identifies as non-binary.
Yeah, he goes by they, them.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Like I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. No one gives a fuck about your what you identify as, and Megan Fox, no one gives a fuck if you're having a blowout or dust up with your boyfriend. Just fucking keep it to yourself. We don't need to know everything about you. It's fine. Yeah. We're good.
He had a big old devil worshipping performance at the Grammys.
Yeah.
He did?
It was Satan themed.
Yeah, the Satan theme.
Yeah, you know, that theme. But anyway, so this outfit was designed by Harry, Harri, inflatable arms and legs. So there you go. Yeah, could not have been comfortable.
It's not even like it's not even remotely. I hate it. It's not.
What if he
nothing
really
is
doesn't
good.
show his line?
If he farts, is he going to blow up or is he going to levitate? Like how?
I think he's actually just like Dutch ovening himself.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
He
the
is.
farts stay in those balloons.
Yeah.
Plus, how would? Oh, by the way, what if he sat next to Machine Gun wearing the pointy suit at the awards show?
Yeah,
Right.
You
That would
can't-
never
Popped him.
work. He'd
He'd have to
pop
be in
his
his
ass.
rider. Yeah, he cannot be within a
No, this is stupid.
5-foot radius of.
Yeah.
Is there any
love-
pictures of him sitting? There's no way he could sit. He
I
must
don't
have
know if
stood the
there's
whole
any
thing.
picture. Every picture I've seen, he's standing this exact way.
Yeah.
Like maybe he
I
can walk in it though.
would vote.
Your dog would eat that hole.
Oh yeah.
The
Phil
next-
would love that.
The next mayor of Toronto would get my vote if he walked by with a cigar and just popped this guy. I would vote for that dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. Sam Smith.
All right.
Oh,
Hit a couple early bangers. All right. So there was a fight in at a Dallas Stars game that went viral.
Oh,
weekend,
I think
too.
I saw it.
Oh yeah. So it's your typical fight. You have two fans just mouthing off at each other, but then this kid gets punched in the face. He does say the end. Let's go. Not this one. Let's do the other video first.
The kid
Byron.
with the mullet.
Yeah.
Wait, you mumbled. He said the. Is that a bad
N-word.
word? Okay,
The
yeah.
N-word, yeah.
That's okay, well, he should
At
That's
a
bad
hockey
word.
game?
At a hockey
That makes
game.
you a hero.
It's in Dallas, so
guy-
yeah.
this
we can-
guy's disgusting.
Let's just watch it. It's a great video.
He's got a serious mullet.
Yeah, dumbass
Oh,
N-word
in
and
the
just-
throat.
and just socks him.
Look at that.
And
But
then,
the kid popped up.
He looks
Yeah.
like Wyatt Langmore from Ozark.
and now his girls jumping in onto the
Oh,
fight.
that's a
Okay.
keeper. I love
Isn't
that
it?
girl. Oh,
Look at
yeah.
her. She's really good. He's
Yeah.
not even doing anything. He's
She's
just
throwing
her back.
punches.
And then the plays
He
with
fixes his hair. Ooh, that was
He
creepy.
calls him little boy
Ew.
and fixes the kid's hair. Yeah, it really establishes dominance early on the guy with the camera.
Wait, is
And
that
then he-
kid wearing a wedding ring?
Yeah.
So he's married, right?
Yeah, that could have been his wife. So he did put a ring on that, maybe.
That looks
And
like
yeah,
an aura,
and so-
like a measuring ring of his heart rate's probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be
That's a
measuring his
full
mood.
bowl cut mullet.
That's a good mullet. So in fact, he was on TV earlier. This is obviously before the fight, but you could play that now, Byron. So people once they saw this fight, like, wait, we just saw him on the broadcast. So this is kind of embarrassing too. But he's posing for the camera here.
You either die a hero.
Yeah. So there he is. So he's
Showing
he's
his
having a
mullet
good
off.
day.
Wow,
Yeah,
he
showing
had
off
a
his mullet.
big night.
He's having a
God,
good
that
night,
kid
and
is
then-
so punchable.
Yeah, and then,
I know.
And then just gets
Oh,
punched
I
in
mean
the
that's
face.
that's a good punch though. He's
Yeah.
like lower too.
I know. I
Yeah.
love that punch.
I like the throat punch.
So
The music.
This is like
hilarious.
porn.
yeah, and the wife is definitely jumping
She's got
in
some
there.
good ones in there though. I'm not
She's
lying.
showing
She's
it
got a
right.
good hook.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, and this is pretty well known in the sports world now. Is if you have the higher ground, you obviously have the advantage. So
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to start a fight with a guy above you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a military thing.
Yeah, it's
you
military.
want to
You
be
want the higher
in the
ground.
valley. You want to be up in the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
So weird because that guy looks so smart.
Yeah.
You should have analyzed this better.
That fucking guy. I do love the guy who punched him though. Looks just like a dad who's just headed up to here.
He's
Like,
he's
one more
done.
time, punk. Just boom. Like,
Yeah.
it was.
It is. I'm happy to say. I'm happy to report that as much as we're so anti anyone harming anyone or putting hands on another person or like assault, and we'll call anything assault. Like you grab someone's shoulder and go, "You can't go in that room." It's like he assaulted me. You know what I mean? Still, if a punk with a mullet talks shit for more than 14 seconds and a guy's got 100 pounds on him and is standing a foot taller than him, punches him in the face, we're like, good. Which is weird because we've been saying this is unacceptable for 20 years. And all of us have the same reaction. Like, guy talks shit and he's got a mullet and he's on a step lower. Good. Because the guy punched him in the face. Just punched him in the face.
And that kid's like 11.
Yeah, the kid didn't attack him or throw a drink at him or anything. So we're kind of fucked up in that the The guy in San Francisco, the store owner turned the hose on the homeless person. That guy's in trouble because he squirted a crazy person who was shitting in front of their store for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, he got put in jail.
We're angry at that guy for using hose water and giving her a little cold dunk on the sidewalk. But the guy who punches the guy with the mullet, we're like, good.
Yeah, well, because he said the N-word, so it was justified.
Oh,
I didn't.
Did he say it in that
Was that
clip?
beat?
Yeah. No, it's in there. Like you'll see the guy.
I didn't
the
hear
young
that.
Kid, he'll call him like a dumbass N-word or something like that.
Well, there's no virtue signaling cause rallying around boys with mullets.
That's right. They're not a protected species.
But there is a sort of endangered species around homeless, now unhoused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
People.
No. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like if the guy was minus the mullet and the shit-eating grin.
If this guy was homeless, we would have protected the shit out of him.
We would have. We would have been upset
100%.
about it. Wait, let me hear what he says.
All right. Yeah, we could blast the audio here.
Step down here now. All right.
Oh, there it is.
But he said the N-word, so N-word, you can beat the shit out of someone.
Yeah, gloves are off. Right?
Yeah. Should a white guy react that strenuously when he's called the N-word?
I'm sure he would have done it either way.
Yeah, but I think he's
struck a
definitely going
blow
to use
for
that
civil
now.
rights.
Yeah.
But you'll
Literally.
love this. So then when he's pinned over, he's looking at everyone else like, you saw him hit me, right? He hit me first, right? Come on, guys.
And everyone's like, yeah. The fixing the hair is the worst part of the whole video.
Yeah.
I don't know why it gives me the heebie-jeebies, the old fluff of the hair.
All right. But still cold cocked a guy in the face with a balled up fist. That's an assault.
That guy's just so annoying, though.
He is.
I know,
really is
but the law doesn't
black and white.
factor in annoying. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in the legal statutes like, what was his hair like?
It should factor in.
Mullet. Oh, in James versus Wisconsin, 1971, there was a mullet. But I saw the same thing. I said, looked at him, I was like, good, punch that little shit in the face.
Yeah.
But if you took the right person and put them in that space, we'd all be appalled.
Yeah.
And we'd be crying out for justice, too.
Not if they said the N-word, though.
And he might have been annoying the whole time. We're only seeing a clip. We don't know how long he could have called him fat or something.
If the
We
kid
don't know.
was black and dropped the N-word and that guy punched him in the face, we'd want justice. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well.
It's different. I guess.
I'm just saying, you either punch a guy in the face or you don't.
Yeah.
We can't factor in haircuts in language.
No, I guess
that's all
true.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I would say all of the internet, all of Twitter is siding with the puncher.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
Yeah.
Right, but like I said, turn a hose on a homeless person and you have to board up your store because the entire internet will turn on you.
We like to choose.
I'm just saying,
side.
let's be consistent,
We're
people.
not.
I
We're
know
not.
you're not.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a break. We'll do some more news.
Yeah, we'll take a break. Do some more news after this.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Ace Man, Seattle, Washington. Signs on the side of the freeway say, report HOV lane violators. 1-800-BE-A-HERO. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
The HOV lanes in LA oftentimes move slower than the actual traffic. So I would say if you were in that lane and the lane was moving slower than traffic and you were alone, you should be able to beat that ticket. You should go, I did this for no advantage, Your Honor.
What a shitty feeling, too, driving in the HOV lane, just seeing all the traffic on your right going faster than you.
It's crazy, but it happens to me all the time. It drives me fucking
I like my
nuts.
passenger. I'm like, what are you here for?
I think if you have a dog in the car, that counts.
Oh, yeah.
We both have big dogs. I've just put a wig on the dog and be like, it's. They also don't know. If I'm mentally unwell, I'll be like, somebody is in the car. I think I can fight it.
Oh, you could get.
I think I can fight it.
At this day and age, you can. That's an argument.
There's somebody in the back.
I'll tell you that there is a downside to the wig on the dog thing. Because
You've tried.
Yeah, I've tried. No, it's good for the HOV lane, but later on, you come home, you've had a couple of drinks. The dog's starting to look pretty good now with the blonde wig, and things take a turn. You know what I mean? So
that condom's going to come back out if it gets lost. So don't worry about that. The condom will come back.
That's true too. Yeah, there's a certain point.
Oh,
Well, speaking
bestiality, is that still funny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, we still the internet likes that still.
Oh yeah, we love it. Keep it going. So speaking of driving, though, another catalytic converter has been stolen.
Oh,
I mean, this is
breaks my
this is a
heart.
big deal. Like especially in California, but really just the U.S. I had mine stolen very recently. But the Oscar Meyer Weinermobile had its catalytic converter recently stolen.
Well, look, I told Chris. He told me
Nobody's
this.
safe.
I said, it's time to move out of. And he said, move? It took place in Nevada. I mean, leave the country.
Yeah,
At
the US
this
is
point.
done.
Because the Oscar Meyer Mobile stands, you couldn't understand this as a Canadian, but it stands as a symbol of America.
I've seen. We
Yeah,
have
there it
Oscar
is.
Meyer.
You
And,
don't
and
have-
you won't, you
not
won't
like
get this as a
ours.
chick.
You're
from
not gonna-
Canada.
You're not going to
Canadian-
understand. You're not gonna understand this.
We
Yeah,
don't eat anything shaped like a penis.
You
correct.
couldn't
You're right.
understand this.
So those
but
wheels on the bottom make it go.
Okay.
They turn
Forward
round and
or
round.
backwards?
They
You
spin.
couldn't, you think of the eagle, you think of, the Betsy Ross flag, but it's really the Oscar Meyer Mobile, which really stands for American.
It's a symbol.
Yeah, America. And now that we're desecrating that, it's time to go to Canada or maybe Sweden. We're done. The idea that you stole the catalytic, and none of us are safe at this point. There is no if you can take the catalytic converter from the Oscar Meyer Mobile, then none of ours are safe.
It's the burning of a flag. Really.
That's what it is.
It is.
It's a turn of a page.
Yeah.
It's a sad societal tableau, and it means it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
We've lost the
stupid.
country.
What's a Cadillac? What are you talking about? This thing that makes the thing go
See, you
inside there?
Canadians, that's just what I'm trying to explain.
What's the converter? What is it? What is this?
Well, that's why I knew we couldn't make you understand the devastation that we feel as
Right.
Americans.
It's like a filter for like emissions, but it has precious metals in it. So people steal them, and they take them to like recyclers, or they I don't know what they do. They extract the metals from it, and they have like I don't know what kind of metals they are.
So what they do is it superheats. It's like a superheater in the middle of the exhaust that burns off a lot of the emissions. So what comes out of the tailpipes
They're
a lot
required
cleaner.
on cars, and you get probably like $300, $400 a pop. And this
That thing.
to take it is like a 3-4 minute job, right? They just jack up your car, they saw it off, and they bail. And usually it's like a 2-car operation. I don't know.
Oh.
Just based on the videos I've seen. Yeah,
And yours was stolen.
Mine was stolen. And the thing is, now so many get stolen at such a high rate that if it's stolen, you have to order it and it has to be like an official part. But they can't make these parts fast enough. So there's like a 6-month waiting list. So if yours gets stolen,
fuck.
you're screwed for months.
Yeah. And
Did
the
you
car
know this?
won't run right.
I knew this. I knew that this was a thing.
As
people
an
Allie
do.
told me
American.
this before the
Yeah.
show. This is all.
Yeah.
I'm just
I taught him this.
information.
Yeah,
she did.
yeah.
She told me this stuff.
You and your dude think over there. You're always one step ahead. Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, speaking of driving under the influence, Adam, if you're not going to use your dog, there is a way to get out of a DUI case. A Northern California jury found a man from Ukiah. Is that right, Dawson? It's in NorCal.
Yes.
Yeah, Ukiah. They found him not guilty of driving under the influence after deciding his actions were justified after he was caught cheating on his wife, rendering his driving necessary to allow him to escape 2 angry women, according
Wow.
to prosecutors.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy. So I
Was
mean,
his life at risk?
there is an excuse. So he's 60 years old, charged with a DUI with a blood alcohol level of 0.08, and the defense attorneys argued that it was, quote, an act of necessity, thus justified under the law. I mean, that's
And
all.
now,
that was
so
given.
he's hanging around with his guma. They're having some drinks, and then somebody shows
The
up,
wife bursts in.
and he has to flee.
Yeah.
Right, and so essentially,
Do these 2 women just band together and go, okay, let's kill him together?
I guess
Maybe they're throwing shit at him.
yeah, like if I was sitting at home, like it'll happen. It had to have happened a bunch of times. Like you're sitting around and you're drinking some wine on a Saturday night or something, and then at some point your kid runs into the kitchen because they cut their finger with the scissor really badly and they need to get to the emergency room. Like, what do you do at
Yes,
that point?
yes.
Like, technically,
Right.
you've been drinking. On the other hand, your kid's bleeding out in the kitchen. And I'd say most parents would just hustle to the car, throw the kid in, risk it, But then would that be, and it would probably be an excuse, which is I'm sitting in my house, I was having some drinks, I have no intention of driving, I was going to stay in and watch a movie, but my kid had a seizure or something and I had to bolt out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might work, right?
I would assume.
And this is a sort of lecherous version of that, but I guess that's the argument.
Right.
Like I
if your
didn't
wife's
want to
in labor,
drive.
You want to use the side lane to get to the hospital faster.
All right.
There's some I guess some ways
Right.
to justify your actions, but he was drunk.
Yeah, well, 0.08, buzzed,
You wouldn't have your dog drive you at a 0.08.
No, but the women, presumably, it's the one he's cheating with who doesn't know about the other one, who then discovers her, and both of them discover, and then they go chasing him, and then he jumps in his car and takes off.
It's like he goes to the judge,
and then gets
Chicks.
the DUI.
Yeah.
By the way,
Am I right? And then he's like,
when he's seeing those rollers with the cop car behind him, he's just got to be thinking, worst fucking day ever. Man, this is a bad
he's
day.
really piling on today.
I was made by my two lady friends and a DUI like in a 1 hour period. Like that is a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do they give him? Did they just give him nothing?
It's still unclear. I mean, the article just says that he wasn't prosecuted for the drunk driver. They found it necessary.
Necessary.
These women must have been really
They must have
mad.
been threatening.
Mm-hmm.
DUIs are like a big deal in Canada. You can't get across the border if you have one. A lot of comics get fucked when it's like time for Just for Laughs, whatever, like the festival up there. They can't get across the border because it's like $10,000, I think, to pay at the border if you want to get across with one.
Wow.
Or you have to wait 10 years for it to be expunged in the Canada's eyes to come across.
Canadian border, I've talked about it before, is super strident and stringent.
I get
Other things that
nervous.
start with an S. I've been pulled out and yelled at and shit a lot.
But
over
it's
there.
the opposite for us coming into here.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. I've been pulled in a secondary like 3 times. They look through the car. Oh, yeah, big time. They're
You
really
look
anal about it.
dicey.
I do?
A little bit. You're up to something.
A little shady.
Your dog's in a wig.
No, I know.
do you
Like, it's just me and my partner driving down for the weekend.
What do you do for a living, ma'am? Comedian. Oh.
Well, that's a problem
But this
too.
isn't so funny, is it?
It's not funny. But
Waltzing
before
into
you
our-
have
our
your
country.
like green card, you can't say you're a comedian. Because if they think you're coming to America and taking Americans' money for your shows, then they're like, no. So you'd have to lie. So one time I came across to do a gig in Rochester, I was in Toronto, and I panicked. I got to the border, and I was like, fuck. And I said I was going across on a date, a Tinder date, because I was only going for one night. And the guy's like, one night? Interesting choice. Just you by yourself? Where are you going? And I was like, Tinder had just come out, and I was like, Tinder? And he's like, what? And then I pulled up the app, and I'm like, oh, I met a guy at this app. And he's like, oh, I've heard of that. That's interesting. And I was like, oh, yeah, I was shaking. It was terrifying, but it worked.
Yeah.
So I think Canadian Border Patrol are horrible just because I've been abused by them. But you're saying the Americans are equally as bad.
2 Canadians, yes.
2 Canadians?
Yes.
I wonder if that's turnabout is fair play. Like
think
maybe the
that's-
word got out that they were hassling us Americans. We're like, fuck those Canucks. We're going to be tough on them. Wow.
Because I never have issues going back into the country. Like when I'm driving, never. They're like, come on in, let's go.
Oh, if you're Canadian.
Oh, yeah. They're like, let's get your ass
You're one
in
of
here.
us. Get
Yeah.
back over
What
here.
the hell were you doing over there? Get over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hassled multiple times. And then it's weird.
What did they do to you?
They pulled me out once with my itinerary, and then they pulled me out a second time. I think they pulled Mike Lynch out of the line, and they just the difference. You can tell the difference between some sort of protocol that needs to be observed and like being hassled. You know what I mean?
Right.
They put me. I went into a room. The room had about 20 chairs in it, and they're like, sit in the back, sit there. And they're like, oh, okay. And then everyone left, like behind the counter, the computers, and they just went away. They just like let me sit there for like 20 minutes. And then I said, like, what are we doing here? Like, I got guys waiting for me out there. The car's picking us up. And they're like, you sit there. Like, it was just good. It didn't make that much sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was more just sort of like, I'm just going to fuck with you for like 25 minutes and then whatever. Hey, you can ask Lynch. You should ask Lynch because there was like some threats and what are you doing here and stuff like that. And my posture with those people isn't like, fuck you. It's more like, I don't know what we're doing. Like, I just came here to do a comedy show, and then I'm coming back. That's all I got for you. Like, you're wasting your time with me. But then that's taken as being sort of disrespectful, and then it's like, now you can sit there for a little while longer. And I just remember that. It was 2 or 3 times, but I've heard similar stories. The one I really got fucked with is everyone said, say you're there for pleasure, not for business.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I said, I'm here for pleasure and not for business. And then they searched my briefcase, and it had the schedule of the 3 days, and nothing looked more like work than this itinerary. It's like picked up at 8 a.m, dropped
Adam's
off here.
itinerary.
That's what it said.
Adam's work business itinerary.
It was 3 pages
Adam, I'm working here.
of places I had to be all day, every day. And they go, this doesn't look like a vacation to me.
Like, fuck.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
No pleasure here.
And they may have pulled out a porno mag, too. It was a while ago, trying to think. Yeah, they may have pulled out like a Hustler.
Yeah.
You know, this back in the day.
That really offended them because they're like, and he's going to jerk off
And
on our
the title
side
was
of the
Canadian Skanks was.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
It said moose knuckles. And you're like, no, thank you.
That's right.
So M&Ms have been in the news lately, like this year, right? It was the whole we were gonna go with Maya Rudolph, and then it turns out that was a big publicity stunt for Super Bowl, and the spokes candies are back. But there's another M&M story that went under the radar. A Pennsylvania M&M's factory has been fined $14,500 after 2 workers fell into a vat of chocolate last summer. So the workers fell into the partially filled tank of chocolate while doing maintenance, and emergency responders had to cut a hole in the bottom of the tank to free them.
This is like I Love Lucy.
Yeah, it really is.
So
why a hole in the bottom of the tank?
Get a ladder.
Unclear. Maybe it's the maybe they couldn't swim to the top. Like if you fall into a vat of gasoline.
But hold on, you would expire before the guys with the cutting torches showed up.
Right.
There's something weird about this story.
Something's up.
Something's up. We had to cut a hole in the bottom
of the tank to free them. That's what the officials said. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration said the workers weren't authorized to work in the tanks and didn't have the proper training on safely dealing with the equipment.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So both employees were taken to the hospital. They weren't injured. But, the M&M's factory is being fined.
And they're recalling all these hairy M&Ms.
Yeah. Or their special edition.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now with extra pubes.
How big was this? This doesn't make sense.
There's something wrong.
Why do they not go out the top? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is one of those stories that sounds cool, like they were covered in chocolate and stuff.
Yeah.
I bet they weren't.
Sounds delicious.
I bet they were cleaning it or something and had to go up some pipe and couldn't come out the other way or something. It wasn't them falling into a hot tub filled with chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
Although it sounds cool, this is not that.
Maybe the chocolate plunge will be the next big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old M&M plunge. I mean, you get in there, you get all sludged around. You gotta get cut
you don't need to go to the hospital. My dog Phil would clean you up fast if you got yourself into some hot chocolate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm sorry I'm doing this one right after the chocolate story, but there is a model who didn't poop for 2 weeks, and during a photo shoot, she fainted. So her name's Emerald Barwise, and she lived with being bloated for so long that she said that she often looks pregnant at shoots. She just can't poop.
I know tons of girls that don't poop for weeks.
Really?
I do too.
Yeah.
I've gone 10 days before.
I'm sorry, this is a thing.
10 days?
Yeah, I used to. I couldn't poop in front of people when I was a kid. I couldn't
really?
poop in public. Oh yeah, big. I could not do it. It was bad. And I started.
Did you ever go home?
Well, I used to travel for. Doesn't matter. I used to Highland dance, so I used to travel for
Highland dance.
I used to Scottish dance. Very bizarre.
Is that kind of cloggy?
No, it's with the bagpipes and the kills.
The bagpipes are back.
By the 10th day, you were so slow.
Yeah, I was not good. I was like not leaving the ground. Very slow dancer. But I couldn't go. We'd go on these long trips, and I just couldn't fucking shit.
Wow.
For how?
I would never faint. I went to the hospital once.
Really?
Because my parents saw my appendix first, and the guy's like, when's the last time you took a shit? And I was like, a week? Very embarrassing to get rushed to the hospital when you have the shit. Yeah.
I've heard this happen to some girls I know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I can now. I just shit right now.
You're doing it right now.
I just shit, so I'm fine. Yeah, no, I can do it now.
Well,
You had
all
a
right.
bedpan in your
Yes.
rider.
So there's not in front of other people.
Like at public bathrooms, or just like being like, we would say in dorms of all these other dancers, and I just hearing people outside, I would get all like, it was, your body tenses up.
How was your diet?
Good. We were eating well. I was dancing.
Yeah.
I wasn't like eating shit. I was like fit and.
Yeah, no, but I just mean, I feel like if you ate enough roughage and had a cup of coffee, like there's nothing you could do about it. Like I just feel like no matter how shy I was, at some point nature would take over and just go, sorry, we're gonna eliminate here in front of God and everyone. But 10 days.
I was young. I think I was like 12 or 13 at the time.
What did they do with you at the hospital?
Literally the guy was like, take a shit. Yeah, he told me to eat a bunch of Raisin Bran. And that was it. He's like, go home.
And did it happen when you went home?
The next day it did, yeah. Because my parents were so embarrassed because we left like a dancing competition and they rushed me out in a wheelchair. Everyone's like, her appendix. And then they come back the next day. My parents were like, so how's Stephanie? They're like, she needs a fucking shit. Like, they were so mortified, thinking that I was like violently unwell. No, my daughter's just clogged up is all it is.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So is it women are shy about this because they feel like, oh, no one wants to walk in after the bathroom was blown up by a woman, or what is
I think
this?
there's just a stigma.
There's a
with
lot of
females,
guys.
right?
A lot of guys are pee shy.
Because you guys have to do it in front of each other.
Yeah. You can look
that
over.
would freak me out.
Looking over?
To like piss next to like all my girlfriends, all of our like clits out.
Yeah.
That would be so weird.
Oh, you hold your clit too?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. That's how we both piss. Good, yeah.
Allie, do you have friends that go days?
I have one friend that I remember her telling me she hasn't pooped in like 10 days.
Really?
And she's not a model, so I don't think this is her. But she told me that, and now I'm hearing this. I think this is more common than people think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
and
it's an epidemic when you first start dating for women.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
they need to suck it in.
Yeah. That and farting.
Yeah,
I'm farting right away. Fuck it. I'm so pissed off with the farting thing. I'm gassy gal. I'm farting. I'm literally date 2. I farted. I was like, I'm sorry, I have to fart. And he's like, what? I go, I'm sorry, I'm farting. And now it's out in the open. Now he's too much. Now he's shitting all the time, and it's making me sick. He FaceTimes me and he's shitting. I'm like, what are you doing right now? He's like, I'm taking a plop.
That's
I'm like, this
too
is
much.
disgusting.
That's not right.
But you announce the fart.
I'm like, here it comes. Get ready. Here she blows. No, it's a lot, so he needs to be warned.
Wow.
He was like, can we wait till my mother's funeral's over, please? Please. We took a moment of silence to remember Edna. Just any other time.
I can't. I gotta let it out. Your stomach hurts. I hate the pain. Now that I'm used to also not shitting for so long, I'm like, fuck it. It's coming out now.
I think there's a middle ground.
I think there is.
Between holding it in for 10 days and then, gassing up the first date.
You know what? You got to get it out.
Yeah. But I agree. There's got to be a happy middle ground between never farting and farting on your partner on the first date.
I didn't say fart on them.
That's what I heard.
No. We were
you said you're making an announcement.
Yeah, I said it's coming. I'm at least sitting on his lap. I'm like, I would have off. We were hanging out. I was like, I'm farting, and that's that. And there it is.
So this model, doesn't take a shit for 10 days.
Yeah.
Can we see what she looks like?
And
this
she
model?
fainted. She fainted at the photo shoot. So there she is.
That's not. Come on.
She's bloated.
Yeah.
You can see.
She does like the look works for her because it looks like she's doing some sort of like Renaissance painting modeling.
Mm-hmm.
So that body type really suits holding poop in for 10 days.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's curvy.
Yeah, you don't really think of that these days when you hear a model at a photo shoot.
Yeah, I don't think of this pinup woman.
So she faints and then she says, I haven't taken a shit in 10 days?
Yeah.
She didn't say, I hit it too hard on the elliptical this morning?
No, she was honest. Yeah, her girlfriend pointed out that her not defecating for up to 2 weeks at a time wasn't normal, though. And but she
someone pointed that out to her?
Her girlfriend. She's like, hey,
come on, I know models are dumb, but
yeah, all right. Okay. I guess she's a lesbian then, right?
Yeah.
She looks bloated there.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll say sometimes she'll go 2 weeks and then she gets bloated, gets gassy.
I'm glad we have this representation.
Yeah, good.
We got the one model who won't take a shit. There's this one dyke model.
I know. I thought they were all in suppositories and everything. Yeah, you get the one.
Yeah.
Who won't take a shit.
It's unfortunate.
Then we say models don't eat. my take is most 23-year-old girls I know that are just super skinny are just super skinny and they just eat tons of shit.
Are you hanging out with 23-year-old girls?
No,
Wait a
they're like
second.
19.
Let's start. No.
What? Oh, you want me to go the other direction?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I didn't know where you're going
No,
there.
yes, the other direction.
Oh, it's like
you can't be one of those. There's too many. We got too many creeps down there right now.
I'm just saying we always do this thing where it's like, she doesn't eat anything, but I've known women that are just skinny and they just eat whatever the fuck they want. Like that's the whole point.
Some lucky ones.
Yeah, some lucky
drink
ones.
all the soda they want.
Yeah, some people.
I've never
they're rotting from the inside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they eat they'll eat a ton of candy like Twizzlers and root beer and shit like that. They don't even think about it because they're fucking skinny. It's not because they won't eat.
I hate those fucking people.
I hate those people. I hate those people too. But there is an upside to getting fat and then having to kind of maintain your shit. You end up getting some self-control and some discipline. All the people I know who are skinny and eat whatever they want have no fucking discipline and don't get anywhere in life because they never worked that gene where they had to go, nope, you can't have pizza for dinner tonight. You got to have cauliflower, whatever it is. I know people that eat whatever, always look good in their underpants, and they're wildly unsuccessful because they don't,
you don't have to exercise discipline in any way.
Yeah, and then your weight discipline becomes a sort of universal discipline. Like you got to work out when you don't want to work out. You got to eat right when you don't want to eat right. You can't have hash browns. You got to get a side salad, And then that just spills into every facet of life.
Yeah. It's the cold plunge theory.
That's right. All right, let's go out on a high note.
All right.
Self-discipline.
Let's get their plugs in.
All right, let's see. I'm going to be at the Improv. That'll be tomorrow doing stand-up West Palm Beach. And then Baltimore, Magoovies, the first two shows I'm told are sold out, but there's maybe some for the late shows. That'll be Friday and Saturday. These little ladies can be found if you go to their website. That's right.
Thank you, a little lady. Jesus Christ,
you delicate little flower, you. Steph Tolev. It's TOLEV.com for all the live dates because you're going to be everywhere. And then, the hell? What did I do with my other? Allie sheet is under. There, I got it. For Allie, go to Allie Kolbert, KOLBERT.com, and she's got live dates and podcasts and everything coming up all over the place. So, until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Allie and Steph and Chris saying mahalo.